Shalom, welcome to the Jewish Task Force JTF. My name is Chaim Ben Pesach. This program is dedicated to elevating the soul of Mike Fox. Ron Paul is running in the Republican presidential primaries and caucuses, and the voters of Iowa have an important decision to make on January 3rd. According to polls, Ron Paul is actually leading in Iowa. This is unbelievable. Do you have any idea who Ron Paul is? This is someone who justifies Muslim terrorist Iran acquiring nuclear bombs. Muslim terrorist Iran, whose president, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, has sworn to destroy America and Israel, whose state-controlled Muslim media promises to use the nuclear bombs to attack the United States and Israel by handing them to Muslim terrorists. They plan to do it in the United States by handing them to the myriad of dozens of Muslim terrorist organizations that Iran sponsors. Iran has already murdered thousands of Americans. Many American soldiers who were killed in Iraq and in Afghanistan were killed because of Iran. Iran is the one setting off the booby-trapped explosives and murdering many Americans. A very high percentage of American soldiers who were killed in Iran, who were killed in Iraq and Afghanistan, were killed with Iranian weapons. And Iran, of course, was responsible for the Hezbollah murdering of hundreds of American Marines in Lebanon and for many, many other acts of terrorism for decades now. Thousands of Americans, the blood of thousands of Americans is on the hands of the Iranians, and they promised to destroy America. They had a conference saying, imagine a world with no America, where America is wiped out and doesn't exist. That was the title of a conference that was held in Iran's capital, Tehran. And Ron Paul says, why shouldn't Iran have nuclear bombs? After all, Israel has nuclear bombs. America has nuclear bombs. Why shouldn't Iran have nuclear bombs? He justifies Iran having nuclear bombs, just as he justified the Muslim terrorists murdering 3,000 Americans on 9/11. He, in effect, justified it by saying, well, what do you expect? You go there and bomb their countries. He claims that the United States is starting with the Muslim terrorists, not the other way around. The reason the United States bombs Muslim countries, it doesn't do it enough, but the reason the United States does that is because the Muslim countries sponsor terrorism and murder innocent Americans and promise to destroy all non-Muslim infidels. And Ron Paul justifies Iran going nuclear, putting nuclear bombs in the hands of the Iranian mullahs and ayatollahs that are sworn to destroy America and Israel? That's like saying, why not give Al-Qaeda nuclear bombs? America has nuclear bombs. Why shouldn't Al-Qaeda have nuclear bombs? I mean, what type of evil insanity is represented by this individual, Ron Paul? And that's who you're going to vote for president? It says in the Bible in terms of Israel and the Jewish people, which is another issue where Ron Paul is hostile and hates Israel and hates the Jews. And he's always hated Israel and the Jews, and it's not because of foreign aid. I'm against foreign aid to Israel. The issue is not foreign aid. I don't want foreign aid for Israel. I want foreign aid to be cut off immediately. It hurts Israel. It makes Israel dependent. Israel doesn't need the foreign aid. That's not the issue. The issue is Ron Paul supports those who want to exterminate Israel and the Jewish people. He defended Hezbollah, the terrorists of Hezbollah. He said Israel kills more people than Hezbollah. When Israel, in other words, he equates Israel killing people in self-defense when they come to attack Israel and promise to destroy Israel and the Jewish people. He equates what little Israel does to defend herself with what the Muslim terrorists do. He equates killing Muslim terrorists and their supporters with what the Muslim terrorists do to innocent men, women, and children in their campaign of jihad to conquer the world. He equates the two. He doesn't, in fact, it's not even fair to say that he equates the two, because he actually said Israel is worse than Hezbollah. I will bless them that bless thee and curse them that curse thee, it says in the Bible. If you vote for Ron Paul, if you go against Israel, if you vote for Barack Hussein Obama as well, because he's another enemy of Israel, if you vote for the enemies of Israel, you will face the curse, because that's like cursing Israel and the Jewish people, and you'll face the curse. Remember that. That's God speaking in the Bible. If you don't believe it, if you think it's all a joke, fine, you'll see what happens. We'll see if the Bible was telling the truth. You'll find out someday. But that is what the Bible says, and it is the truth. Voters of Iowa, the worst thing you can do is bring an eternal curse on yourselves and your families by voting for Ron Paul. Because you're going against God's people in the land of Israel, because you're supporting the most evil enemies of America in Iran and Al-Qaeda and others that he has justified and defended over and over again. And he doesn't even hide it. In the debates, he openly defends enemies of America. He says, well, what do you expect? Look what they're doing. Look what we're going and doing to their countries. What we're doing to their countries, they wouldn't have countries if not for the trillions in oil money that we give them. We shouldn't give them anything. Those monstrous mass murderers. And he has the audacity to spew Muslim Nazi propaganda against America and against Israel? That's who you're going to support for president? Libertarian. He represents evil. That is evil. I hope that the state of Iowa doesn't bring a curse on itself by voting for this creature on January 3rd in the caucuses. Make sure to get out and vote on January 3rd in the caucuses. And make sure to vote against Ron Paul. Vote for one of the other candidates against Ron Paul. You're welcome, by the way, to join our very exciting and interesting forum, the Forum of the Jewish Task Force, JTF. You don't have to be Jewish to join the JTF Task Force, the JTF Task Force Forum. You don't have to be Jewish. About half of our members are not Jewish. We'll see you on the forum. Shalom.